Welcome back to my channel. So, second attempt once again to film my video. So, I have foundation on, Dior Forever 22. I have Tarte Shape Tape, honey, medium honey, under the eye, down the nose, on the chin. I primed with Hourglass Mineral Primer, and I used my Physicians Formula eye depuffer under the eye. So, hair's up. Of course I blended with my favorite Morphe brush, E31. I am using the Anastasia Soft Glam. I have been mixing shades Tempura, Sienna, and Mulberry here at the end. I have went down and around with the same colors that are up top. As always, I have wet my brush, a Morphe N421 with a little MAC Fix Plus. Just wet my brush because I am tapping on a little sheen, building it up. Remember, flat brushes mean pack. We're packing. We're not painting. So, sorry for my absence. This week, I lifted lots of boxes at work Monday. Got a little muscle trouble, which burned up my blood sugar. Got a little blood sugar problem. 'Cause why? Let's remember, when we're working out, the body, anyone's body, is burning sugar, insulin, firing the muscles. We're vacuuming, we're at the gym, we're at work, we're lifting, we're at groceries, wherever we're at, we're lifting grocery sacks. Doesn't matter. The body's burning its stored fuel to fire the muscles. It's all a process, like a machine, because the body is a machine in perfect balance. So, I had got asked a question. I thought it was a good question. My oldest daughter again coming in with a good question. She wants to know, asked me, what is the difference between modern medicine, I'm using my finger to tap on my glow, and functional medicine? It is a good question. When I tell you guys go see your functional doctor, what are the differences? I used my Julia's Place palette for my glow Nefertiti. A functional doctor, I also use bronze, Too Faced, chocolate, Soleil. A functional doctor will partner with you to fix the problem that you're having. He will find out what foods you're sensitive to. And it's not about having allergies. You can have food sensitivity to a grape, to a tomato, and never know it. Nothing really happens except for what's happening on the inside. And if you take those out for a certain number of days, which is usually 90, the sensitivity to that particular thing goes away. The body forgets that it's sensitive to it. Actually, this is what technically happens. I'm going to go in with Fluffy and blend. But the problem is most people don't know what they're sensitive to. So, to find out has valuable information, helps in weight loss. It's very hard to shed pounds because think about it. The human body does not want to lose weight. Why doesn't it want to lose weight? Because it's a survival mechanism. It has a set point that it likes to operate at. Even if you're overweight, it is set point operating at that particular weight. And it wants to stay where it's used to, or what it's used to. So to override that, you kind of have to know how to reset your set point, which sounds hard and sounds technical, but it's really, really not. I learned about it, watched a few lectures on it actually, and quite fascinating. I've reset my set point, and this is why it was much easier for me to lose 9 sizes. You reset your set point by ketosis. You force the body to burn the fat, and then it will become more in balance and burn sugars and fat more efficiently. And that's what you want. You want the machine running at optimal speed, just like your car. You want your car engine running right. So you want your body running right. So a modern doctor, you go to the doctor, you say, "Hey doc, my leg hurts. Hey doc, I don't feel good. Hey doc, is my blood pressure okay?" Totally normal questions. All things that can actually happen in the setting. Taking my Tarte blush palette, dipping in with my blush brush, E4. They're not going to partner with you to figure out how he can stop it. Why did it happen in the first place? He will, or she will, remember, start in the apple, run into the bronzer. He will issue medications to mask the problem. There's 2 trains of thought, as it were. Masking with medication is kind of how it has to be sometimes for some people, because the reality of humans are, not everybody wants to work for their health. They just don't. They don't want to deprive themselves of carbs. They want to eat the toast. They want to eat the whatever. I get it. I don't want to deprive myself. I got a hair in my eye and it's driving me crazy. I don't want to deprive myself either. I do it because I know it has to be done. But not everybody has the same brain. Not everybody is built the same. I hear people tell me I only have one life to live, so I'm going to eat the poison, which is their free will choice. My particular thought about it was, or is, I want quality in my one life. I want quality. I don't want to have pain. I want to sleep. And I want to have sex. And I want to have a sex drive. I want to have a body that's in a normal size range. I wear a 9'10". I probably wear an 8'9". So I've got 20 more pounds, working on it. As we age, Anastasia, sorry for blinding you. Amarizi, highlighter. Can't live without it now. It is my go-to. Using my Tarte wet sponge, patting it on, high points, run it into my hairline. So, one thing I do know for a fact, medical doctors in modern medicine are required to go to 2 conferences a year, medical conferences, maybe maximum 2, I believe. Functional doctors go to about 200. So a functional doctor is a regular doctor who went through medical school, just like anybody else did. That's a doctor. And what I hear from them when I listen to them is that either they got sick or a family member got sick, or their patient load was getting sicker younger, or their older patient load was not aging the same. Their quality of life was changing. They couldn't figure it out. They couldn't help themselves, their family members, or their patients. So they wanted an answer. The answers ended up being found in functional medicine. So they re-educate themselves. Marc Jacobs. This is a very, very cool eyeliner that I cannot read. It's black. I believe it's gel. And I'm going to get under my waterline. The answer ended up being environmental pressure. Why did my grandparents age differently than me? Why does a lot of the population have front gut weight? What is that? It isn't about your age, so don't let anyone tell you that. Why do people my age have saggy arms? I have saggy arms, but I do have quite about good sized muscles in there. Trying to get rid of the last part of the saggy arm. I'm just going right into my waterline, which sounds weird. It feels weird, but it looks really pretty. And why? It turns out that these signs and signals from the body are lack of hormonal support. That's a big cause of front gut weight. It's a big cause of no sex drive. It's a big cause of vaginal changes. It's a big cause for vaginal tearing. It's a big cause in males to not have quality erections. It's okay, guys. We can talk openly about it. If it's embarrassing to you, don't watch. I get it. I understand. But I'm just going to say it out what it is. And you guys can get the information and make your own decisions. You can be armed with information. So, the key difference that I can tell you a small story about is I got to eat, I don't know, it's not a great thing, but I was, getting a couple tests done, and I could eat lunch and dinner in the hospital. So, I was very curious to find out what was on my tray. My card said carb control. Remember, I'm in a modern medicine place. So I was scientifically, my brain's like, oh, what is their idea of carb control? So, on the outside of my tray before picking up the lid, I saw 2% milk. That is not carb control. That is milk that's been altered from its original form, and the body doesn't like it. It doesn't recognize it. It doesn't know what it's to do, and its response to it is to make us fatter. So I don't drink anything that says low fat, no fat, 2%, 1%. No, never. Fat is good. Fat does not give us fatness or high blood pressure or heart disease. It's the sugar that gives us heart disease. Did you know? Okay, before I go on, did you know why Europeans don't have the incidences of diseases we do? It's because their carbs are different than ours. They're more recognizable. They're not full of poisons. They don't allow the stuff in their food chain that we allow. So they age differently. They require a different kind of medicine. Totally fine. So, let me see what else I can dig up here in my bucketto. Gonna put a little blush topper on. Love this. Girl on. Meteorite. So anyways, I have sugar-free pudding on my plate. Again, I went right over with my highlighter. Just kind of melted everything together. So I don't eat anything that says sugar-free, because you do have an insulin response when it's sugar-free. Because it's sugar-free because it's a chemical. The chemicals the body don't like. It doesn't recognize sugar-free. The chemical aspartame, the chemical saccharin, I think, it doesn't know what to do with any of it. Sugar-free actually makes people fatter, not thinner. And you still get the same insulin response. So if you're diabetic, sugar-free actually does not help you at all. Doctors are slowly beginning to realize this. Functional doctors absolutely know this. And they will get you off of everything that says low-fat, sugar-free, and they will turn your diet to extremely low carb intake and high protein. That means eggs, cheese, everything you were told not to eat, you got to eat, because it's real food. Remember, if you want to cheat, cheat, but to keep your toxic burden lower, and your body healthier, your longevity up, your smooth muscle health up, eat real food. So these are the differences. The modern doctor may try to change your diet, but he's not going to have a conversation about what's happening on the inside of your body. Time, money, doesn't make them bad. It doesn't make them bad physicians. It's just a different way of thinking about the human body inside of a box. They have education, studies, recommendations. This many humans respond this way, this many humans respond this way. If you fall outside of the box, then it forces them to have to think and kind of reevaluate. But a lot of population falls in the box, so they don't have to get out of the box. It doesn't make them bad people, again, or bad doctors. It just is the system that we have. So I opened up my lunch, and it was a giant pile of mashed potatoes and gravy with a Salisbury steak covered in gravy that's coated. So I ended up not eating anything during any hospital food. I actually went into ketosis for 23 hours. I know that sounds harsh, but I was totally fine. My stomach stopped growling. That's what happens during the body process. It bought me some more pounds. I didn't get a headache. I never recommend anybody fasting longer than 23 hours. 24 becomes the critical. You won't, you're not going to die. But it's just, the research doesn't support going over 23 hours. You want to keep it under 24. So actually 23. And it was right at 23 hours when I had my first meal, took all my supplements, all my receptors inside my body were open, my insulin receptors, my mineral receptors, my vitamin receptors, my A, my B, my C, my D. Everything's open. It's waiting because you've been in ketosis. Ketosis opens the key and makes everything open up. Then it will just suck it in. Get all your calories that you need. Get all your protein. Don't carb out, because then you won't feel good. So you can have some carbs, but just don't carb load. I felt great. I was just so fascinated to see my tray full of potatoes and gravy and 2% milk and sugar-free pudding. Now, in a functional facility, I would have had most likely a piece of meat baked with only vegetables and salad. Maybe some hot steamed vegetables and salad. Not a lot of dressing, nuts. It's typical like that. I would have definitely not had any baked potatoes. My dinner was actually said carb control again. I lifted the lid and it was literally a pile of like macaroni noodles mixed with tomato sauce like you make at home, or I use like back in the day with hamburger meat. So an entire plate full of noodles mixed with tomato sauce and hamburger meat. Vegetables, more sugar-free Jell-O, and 2% milk. It was all just bad choices. The worst kind of choices that I could have made to put in my body at a vulnerable time. Since I was hurting and my muscles were kind of still angry, you don't want to fire them or feed them with bad food choices. So it was easier for me to just wait so I could feed my body something it actually needed, actually recognize, and fuel me. I drank probably 15 liters of water. I know that sounds excessive, but detoxing. Water is your best friend. Yeah, you pee. Yes, people tell me they don't want to pee a lot. I get it. But the body has made up of 80-something% water. Well, where does it come from if you don't drink it? It robs it from every source it can possibly get, which means it's leaving something else naked and vulnerable without hydration. So, thought that was a good question. I thought it was a good answer. If you guys have any questions, I'm going to put my mascara on, put some eyeliner on. I'm going to go run my errands, and I will be back with you tomorrow. I missed you guys. Love you guys. Never take your body for granted. Always be hormonally balanced. Sleep 8 hours. That's what we were designed to do. And the reason why we lost hormones at a younger age is because of food toxicity, environmental pressures. I invite you to look it up. I invite you to read anything you want about it. If you guys want to talk about another subject, just let me know down below. Give me a like, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.